All right, whether you like it or not, except a judicial miracle happens, we'll be stuck with BAT for the next 4 years. 4 years. And you know, the most interesting thing about everything that happened yesterday with the swearing in of the new president was not really about all the things he said. I can't even really remember all the things he said, all the other things he said. But the most important thing I could remember was that subsidy is gone. That's what it is. That's how he said it. That's exactly how he said it. Subsidy is gone. And then we woke up this morning, the price of fuel around the country has kicked up. In some parts of the country, 600 naira per liter. 600 naira per liter. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. In some parts of the country, 300 naira, 350, 500. Everywhere it's pay as you go for fuel. So, well, subsidy is gone, but you know, it's very interesting. The situation is interesting because we know Nigeria. Everything in Nigeria rises and falls on fuel. Well, it's the exceptional rule to the everything in life rises and falls on leadership. In Nigeria, everything rises and falls on the price of fuel. And so you can expect from today, beginning from today, the prices of things everywhere, from transportation to the prices of goods in the market, everywhere the prices of things will shoot and keep shooting. And then we'll be hearing talks from the oil marketers. I saw in the news today talks from the oil marketers that they'll be ready to begin to pay as much as 700 naira or 750 naira per liter for fuel. That's what's going to happen. That's what's happening. So what does this mean for us? What can be done? And maybe how can the new government resolve this issue and make things a little bit palliatively acceptable or accessible for the ordinary Nigerian that doesn't have any other thing to do but, you know, just has to pay. And mind you, the price of fuel gone up, the cost of living will go up, but salaries will not go up. Salaries will not go up. Salaries will remain constant, you know, except the Nigerian Labour Congress goes on strike and then the minimum wage is increased. If not, salaries remain constant in Nigeria, even though the price of everything goes up. So, you know, now the essence of fuel subsidy, they say, is to, you know, the government pays a certain amount for the fuel we consume. The government pays a certain amount for fuel we consume. And so the CBN and all the World Bank says that Nigeria pays about 1.24 trillion naira every month for fuel subsidy. 1.24 trillion naira every month for fuel subsidy. And then by 12 months, we're looking at over 12 or 13 trillion naira every year for fuel subsidy. Over 13 trillion naira every year for fuel subsidy. And then check this out. They say fuel subsidy is gone. So check this out. Nigeria is in debt. Our debt profile right now is about 40 trillion naira. About 40 and above trillion naira. That's about $100 billion. We're in debt. Over $100 billion we're in debt. And so if fuel subsidy is gone, it means the money we pay for fuel subsidy can now be channeled to other things. And so, okay, well, one good way this government can make things work is to at least pay off our debt, pay off our debts. You know, because when the government says infrastructure, they've been borrowing. The Buhari administration says they've been borrowing to do infrastructural development in the country. So it means, well, there's good infrastructure on ground. I don't know where they are, but they say there's good infrastructure. Well, kudos to them. The second Niger bridge has been built. Railway lines all over the country. Good. We still have many bad roads. So, and they say they're working on the roads. So good, that's nice. So it means that we can see somewhere we can channel the money that was being paid for subsidy to. We've seen a good place to channel these monies to. Where? A good place to channel these monies to. Increase the salaries of people who are going to be paying more for this, because, you know, social intervention schemes have really not been working in this country. They've really turned out to be scams. Many of the social intervention schemes have turned out to be scams. Many of them, although, yeah, a good number of them work, but many of them have turned out to be scams. But what do we do? To make the fuel subsidy not hit the masses so much, I think channel this money to increasing the salaries of the poor people, the salaries, because in Nigeria we have so many people who are government employed. There are so many states that have more civil servants than even business people, because even most of the business people are into civil service. But increase the minimum wage, let it go up, reduce taxes, let taxes be reduced, let taxes be reduced, reduce taxes. Or if you don't want to reduce the taxes, let minimum wage go up. And let people, since we're going to be paying more for the fuel, let's have what to pay. Let's have what to pay. Let's have what to pay with. Yeah, let's have what to pay with. So you increase the salaries of those, and then the other part you can channel it to paying off our debts. Now we have 40 trillion naira debt. We spend over 13 trillion on fuel subsidy every year. If you channel half of the money we spend on fuel subsidy every year, you channel that to paying off our debt. Let's say you channel 20 something. Okay, we pay 13 or thereabout. You channel 6 trillion to paying off our 40 something trillion naira debt. At least in the next 8 years, you would have paid off the debts we are presently owing. That is if you don't go ahead to borrow more, because, well, this government looks, there's really no promises. Mind you, the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu now really did not make much promises. I really can't remember any clear promise. The only promise I can clearly remember the government gave was that Bola Tinubu said, I am going to continue in the legacy of President Muhammadu Buhari. Well, that's the promise. So it means the legacy of President Muhammadu Buhari, he borrowed a lot to sustain the economy, to build infrastructure. So except we're not going to be borrowing more, we can use part of the subsidy money to pay off our debts. And perhaps in the next 6 to 8 years, we should be free of debt, or at least to a significant extent, we would have paid off our debts. And then the rest of that money should be channeled to increasing the minimum wage of workers so that we can be making more money. Now they say they have given Dangote refinery got a license, and then he started work. He's been inaugurated, or he's been commissioned. The refinery has been commissioned. The refinery is about a 19 or 20 billion dollar industry. Dangote refinery is going on, and there are many more business people who would like to do refining of crude oil, do modular refineries and all that. Give these guys their licenses. Yeah, I heard they're giving their licenses. So let's have these people refine crude and then sell to us. Allow them do their business, let them sell crude to us. So we'll reduce the amount of crude that we're going to be, importing, since the government cannot refine crude in Nigeria. It's now an impossible task for the government of Nigeria to refine crude. So what do? We've given private people licenses to refine crude. Let them go ahead, do the refining of the crude, and then let's have our people refine crude and sell to us. And so we'll be making money. The government will be making money from the export of crude oil, and then saving money by the local refining of crude. And then the money that we're supposed to be paying as subsidy, we should channel it to where? Raising the minimum wage and paying off our debt. I think this is the best way that Bola Ahmed Tinubu can hit the ground running. If he can hit the ground running, this is good. This is good. You promise. I mean, he just has to look at the situation and say, I promise Nigerians in so year we'll pay off all our debts, and he will do it. And then now the subsidy is gone. The subsidy is gone, so there's really no excuse. The money should be channeled to that, to paying off our debts and raising the minimum wage. Well, those are my thoughts on this subsidy thing. In the meantime, we know how policies in Nigeria take a long time to drag and work. The guy has not even, he has not appointed or nominated anybody to be any minister of anything. So we don't know who those people are, who those people are going to be. Well, while we wait for the government to nominate and put people out to become ministers, let's know who is managing what for Nigeria. In the meantime, God help us, because it's going to bite hard. It's going to bite hard. With the queues returning, it's going to bite hard. I'm even thinking twice. I don't know if I can go out today or tomorrow with the situation of things, because the transportation will go up. And when the transportation goes up, the cost of food in the market will go up. And when the cost of food in the market goes up, it's gone. It's finished. So please, I pray, I beg the new president, first congratulations to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Yes, while we wait for the courts to talk about the disastrous election that took place, well, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm going to talk about that much later in another video. But in the meantime, the president kicked the ground running. You've given an announcement. Fuel subsidy is gone. Beautiful. Great. Fuel subsidy is gone. But what's going to be done with the fuel subsidy money? I have suggested channel the money. Part of it should be going to paying off all the debts that we owe. We owe $100 billion debt. That's about 40-something trillion naira. And we pay about 13 or thereabout trillion naira for subsidy every year. Put half of that money into paying off our debts, and please don't borrow more. And then use the remaining 6 trillion thereabout to increase the minimum wage. And I please, Nigerian Labour Congress, I call on you, stand up, ask for this, ask for this, ask for this. This is what you should ask for. Ask for this. You should ask for this. So please, in the meantime, for my brothers and sisters, my fellow ordinary Nigerians that are going to be feeling the brunt of these and the stifling economic hardship that this may bring in the next few days, next few weeks, I plead with you. We always survive in Nigeria. We will survive this, and I pray we do survive. Yeah, it's your boy, Precious Eda is my name, and talk is cheap. Do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Share the video, and then God bless you. See you next time.